Welcome to another episode of SmackDown, and we're kicking it off with a TV title match. We usually have one every single week, and this week is no different. Longest reigning champ, Andrade, still has not been overtaken with that 2-week long reign, but we've got Drew Gulak, the challenger, coming out to face Mustafa Ali, the current champion. Mustafa Ali won the belt last week in a triple threat match. He pinned Matt Riddle to dethrone Cesaro. Cesaro's getting an opportunity later on tonight instead, rather than sticking in the title division. Paul Heyman's got some big plans for him, and tonight is a rather big SmackDown that will influence the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So rather than having qualifiers, Paul Heyman has decided that he's going to pick and choose who will go into the women's chamber, Elimination Chamber, and Ronda Rousey has indeed been injured. He's been injured. She's been injured. It hasn't been announced just yet. It's too early, but she has not been cleared to compete by the doctors. Concussions from those Kirifuda facebusters. She could also have something torn in her throat, but we're not entirely sure just yet. But there are tests being held on Ronda Rousey, so she will not be at the pay-per-view and she won't be invoking her rematch clause. As a result, Paul Heyman has said, okay, I'm going to choose 5 women and they're going to compete with Shayna Baszler later on tonight in a 3-on-3 tag match. And then we've also got 2 more qualifiers to find out, well, I think it's 2. Yes, 2. And this one. I've got it written down but didn't say. The winner of this also goes into the men's chamber. So, we've got all 3 men's chamber qualifiers tonight to finish off that chamber match. We've already got Owens, Wyatt and Cole. I forgot that I had booked Adam Cole on SmackDown. So, that's a thing. He beat Andrade last week. But yeah, the winner of this match also goes to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Whether or not they'll take the TV title is a different matter. There's a sunset flip powerbomb there by Mustafa Ali, launching Gulak to the outside, and Gulak's been doing these high-angle back suplexes to Mustafa Ali, working him and wearing him down as Gulak now gets back inside the ring. So we've got a whole plethora of different matches tonight. Oh my god, all of different importance. And we've also got a tag match later tonight that may find us some new tag #1 contenders if they can beat the champions, the New Day. And now Mustafa Ali working on the arm of Gulak. It's usually Gulak working on the limbs of his opponent. We've not seen Gulak too much. I'm pretty certain he appeared earlier in the season, very briefly. As far as I'm aware, he is undefeated. And I also believe he appeared on NXT back in the last season of that. So we might end up seeing him in the Super Junior division. He does qualify for it. But he's officially signed to the SmackDown brand, specifically to the lower card, so that we could see him in the TV title division. But obviously, oh my god, there's a bit of a page turner there from Mustafa Ali. But obviously one of these men are going to get a big boost into the upper card and take that title with them. We've seen the likes of Lars Sullivan, Luke Harper and Bobby Lashley already compete. Cesaro, Andrade already compete for the TV title, and they are arguably some main event level talent. A big punch there by Gulak, followed by a diving clothesline. You don't see Gulak leave his feet that often. When he does, it's usually quite thunderous or a complete mess. Oh my god, there's a cravat suplex, I believe it was. I'm not quite sure though, maybe it weren't. He just sort of grabbed a little bit of everything of Mustafa Ali and threw it over his head. But there's a snap now, and now working on the back of Mustafa Ali, which it doesn't look like he's going to make him tap out, but it's certainly worth wearing down the back of Mustafa Ali, try and keep him grounded. And speaking of working on the back and the head, there we go, there's another high angle back suplex. Just manhandling Mustafa Ali, who struggled to take this match off a little bit. Former Super Junior former Super Junior champion just got booted in the face. We're going to see Lio Rush, the man who dethroned Mustafa Ali, compete on this week's NXT as we enter the second round of the championship tournament, which will end at Survivor Series. I'm pretty certain it's going to be the pre-show match if we have a pre-show. And now Ali looks to be setting up for one of those slingshot moves that he likes to use. And he manages to hit the neck breaker on Gulak. And now going to the top rope, this could be a very, very strong retention for the TV champion. But Gulak gets the knees up. And now, oh my god, Gulak went for something, but Mustafa moved out the way, manages to hit the neck breaker on him instead. As Mustafa gets all fired up, trying to keep on top of things. Multiple clotheslines and forearms there. Gulak with the Irish whip into the corner, but Mustafa moves out the way. Roundhouse kick. And now Gulak with a forearm out of nowhere manages to shake Mustafa Ali in. It looks like that back elbow might have busted. Yep, it's busted Mustafa Ali open there. Went for the Gulak lock, and Mustafa Ali straight out of it. Kick to the gut though. As now the Gulak cinched in again on Mustafa Ali. And Gulak wins the TV championship from Mustafa Ali. And now moving on to that women's tag match that we spoke about previously during that TV title championship match. And now 3-on-3 women's no elimination. And all of these women are going to be in the Elimination Chamber match at the Chamber pay-per-view. So we've got Shayna Baszler, the newly crowned champion. It took her long enough to get that belt off of Ronda Rousey, who she's managed to injure during her match last week when she cashed in her briefcase, an arranged cash-in, after Rousey went through that grueling handicap match against Samoan Slaughter, Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka. And the first woman, a woman that is no stranger to the WWE Universe, Charlotte Flair, who Paul Heyman has of course given this opportunity to. There are plenty of women spread across all three brands. Obviously NXT is cross-branded, so it's got the biggest roster. But instead of giving it to a nice up-and-comer, he gives it to Charlotte Flair, but I can't completely disagree after her brilliant performance over on the Red brand. And now a woman that we've not seen for a very long time, and a woman that has a certain history with Shayna Baszler. She got an upset win against Shayna Baszler last year, roughly 2 months last year, and my god was it an upset. Shayna Baszler's first TV match, and she got distracted by Ruby Riott and DDT'd by Alexa Bliss, but she's back, she's on the blue brand, and hopefully she can gain a little bit of traction, otherwise we might end up seeing her down on NXT. And the first woman, former Raw champion and a big rival of Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair won a steel cage match which sent Bayley packing over to the blue brand during the shake-up back at Tribute to the Troops. And Bayley is now going to be in that Elimination Chamber match where she might be able to get a little bit of revenge against not only leader of the Horsewomen but Charlotte Flair. And her first partner, another woman who we have not seen for quite a while, who has a bone to pick with Shayna Baszler. She got booked in a handicap match. I'm pretty certain it was a debut on the blue brand. Ember Moon will be inside of that Elimination Chamber, and I'm sure we'll all be holding our breath to see whether we see an eclipse off the top of one of those pods. And the final woman, a massive return, and I'm sure a certain shock for Shayna Baszler. The woman who almost retired Paige at last year's Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Paige is back and on SmackDown. So, back at Royal Rumble last year at Royal Albert Hall, they had a steel cage match against each other, and after the match, After Shayna Baszler picked up that win, she tried to attack Paige with a chair, almost smashed Paige in the face with a chair, and she would have if it weren't for Candice LeRae coming out. So with Paige being the one with the biggest bone to pick against Shayna Baszler, we could be seeing somewhat of a revolution now against the horsewomen now that Ronda Rousey is out of the picture. Not only no longer champion, but injured, which leaves the horsewomen with one less member. We're going to have to see whether Shayna Baszler can remain strong enough to hold the fort down, or whether other female superstars such as Paige, Bayley and Ember Moon can take that championship off of her. And now the heels have been cleared from the ring. Shayna Baszler is in there with Bayley, Paige and Ember Moon. Charlotte Flair now sliding back in to try and help her tag partner, getting teamed up on by Bayley and Paige. And now even Alexa trying to get involved and receiving she just got socked right in the face with a right hand. And there's a Rana by Charlotte Flair who dodges out the way of the dropkick by Paige, but gets caught. Oh my god, full Nelson facebuster. Oh my god, and Shayna Baszler went after Paige. Paige not actually been hit with anything. Not yet. Oh, and now just as our Jinx are there, she gets hit by Baszler as these two reignite that feud from almost an entire year ago. And then a thunderous super kick from Ember Moon to Shayna Baszler. As Paige and Bliss battle on the outside, Bayley and Flair on the opposite side of the ring. There's a submission taking place. Triangle hold. Oh my god, Alexa Bliss gets thrown with a fall-away slam. And Ember Moon taking a thunderous bump from that back suplex, or that back body drop. She goes for a pinfall. Paige managing to get into the ring though. And Bliss is taken down by Paige. Charlotte and Bayley are basically having a singles match on the exterior of the ring there. And now, we saw it earlier from Mustafa Ali, there's a page turner to Alexa Bliss. 1, 2, oh my god, that standing eclipse from Ember Moon to Shayna Baszler. 1, 2, and Baszler kicks out. That could have been a very, very quick finish there. Bayley to the top rope, going for that elbow drop that she adopted from Macho Man. Oh my god, and Baszler trying to get a grip on Paige, and now this double team. Oh, clothesline to Charlotte Flair. Baszler's not noticed. And now Paige lifting her up. Rampage. Ember Moon going for the pin. But Charlotte Flair managing to push Paige into that pinfall predicament. Alexa Bliss with a rake to the eyes of Paige. These women back and forth. Super kick to Bliss. Paige turner to Flair. 1, 2. And Flair kicks out at 2. These women hitting everything they've got on each other. And now Paige. Alexa Bliss with a roll up. But Bayley manages to break it up. Oh my god, Paige and Charlotte Flair going back and forth now. Ember Moon thrown into the corner by Shayna Baszler, who seems to be setting up for something in that corner. And Shayna Baszler now with Ember Moon. Gut wrench off the top rope. And now Shayna could be looking for the end. But Paige. Oh my god, Paige tries to break it up, but Shayna just shrugs it off. Oh my god, but Paige managing to stomp on the face of Baszler, breaking up that submission, that Kirifuda clutch. Russian leg sweep by Paige to Bliss. And now Alexa Bliss looking to set up Paige for something. But Ember Moon breaks it up, super kicking Alexa Bliss into Charlotte Flair. one of the more brutal combinations that we've seen. Spinning forearm there, taking Flair down, and now Alexa Bliss is left in the ring with Bayley, Moon and Paige. And there's a standing eclipse by Ember Moon to Alexa Bliss. Oh my god, and Baszler, the referee just got crushed. They've managed to sneak the win. Moon, Paige and Bayley managed to pick up the pinfall there. The referee got caught in the crossfire as I guess Shayna and Charlotte just tried to break up that pinfall. And now moving on to a qualifier for the Elimination Chamber. Earlier on in the night we mentioned Kevin Owens, current WWE Champion and United States Champion. We don't know if he's going to be putting that belt on the line at some point before the pay-per-view. But Drew Gulak is now added into that chamber match. So Owens, Gulak, Bray Wyatt and Adam Cole. Adam Cole again beat Andrade Almas. Bray Wyatt won by DQ against Elias. And now we've got Drew McIntyre in a qualifying match against Roman Reigns. And here he is, the big dog, Roman Reigns, who's been on somewhat of a roll since coming back. He didn't get too damaged in that Hell in a Cell match back at the pay-per-view. However, his only win since coming back is against Brock Lesnar. Still a powerful win, good enough opportunity, good enough reason to give him this opportunity. However, Paul Heyman is at ringside and he is in Drew McIntyre's corner. And Drew McIntyre getting on the side of the ring early, yelling at Roman Reigns there. The referee getting caught in the crossfire a little bit. This match has started early and the referee's been just straight up taken down. McIntyre seems to have an agenda. He really needs to get into that chamber match if he wants any opportunity of getting his championship back from Kevin Owens. And he hits Roman Reigns over the head with that chair. Referee didn't see it, he was taken down, but he's seen the chair now. Paul Heyman obviously not having any issue with that, as Roman Reigns tries to recover here. Oh, but receives a clothesline, taking down the big dog, as Drew McIntyre takes control of this match. Picking up Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns with a reversal, a DDT on Drew McIntyre. A DDT isn't usually what we'd see Roman Reigns use. Roll up there. 1, 2. And he's pinned Drew McIntyre. Roman Reigns has just rolled up Drew McIntyre. So after that shock, we've got a tag team match. And if you watched NXT previously, you'll know exactly who this tag team are. They had a brilliant match against Imperium. I believe it was Imperium. I hope it was Imperium. I've said Imperium now. I don't think it was Imperium. No, it was Mustache Mountain they had it against. But this is the team of Dynasty, Kota Ibushi and Shinsuke Nakamura, and they're going to be taking on the New Day in tag action, and if they win, they get a championship opportunity. So the New Day defended their championships last week against Heavy Machinery. I believe it was last week. Might have been the week before. No, it was last week. I can't remember a thing. They defended the belts against Heavy Machinery in a pretty decent tag match that was a complete and utter squash. Otis just completely floundered, and we're probably not going to see Heavy Machinery in the tag title division for quite some time on SmackDown. But they're coming out now to take on Ibushi and Nakamura, aka Dynasty. Okay, here we go. Big E, Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke has not been given an Elimination Chamber qualifying match because he opted to move into the tag division, wants to capture tag gold instead. I believe Shinsuke Nakamura has not won a single title in Universe Mode so far. However, he has been in a lot of title pitches. He's just not been very successful. So it would be quite fitting for him to win a tag belt with a little bit of moral and wrestling support. But a big shining wizard there to Big E. And then a forearm which doesn't take Big E down, but that running knee does, as Nakamura gives Big E Langston a little bit of a little taste of strong style with another forearm to the face. New Day don't really have much competition at the moment as we try and establish the cross-brand, not the cross-brand, the brand-specific tag divisions. But Ibushi now jumps in. And a double backstabber to Big E as Kota Ibushi makes his SmackDown debut. So we may see a little bit of conflict in the brands because Kota Ibushi and Shinsuke Nakamura were actually some frontrunners for Adam Pachiti's team at Survivor Series, because of course NXT is going to be represented at Survivor Series. It's going to be the SmackDown champs versus the Raw champs versus the NXT champs in the tag division. And Adam Pachiti had very, very high hopes for Kota Ibushi and Shinsuke Nakamura, but that's the issue with not really having your own set brand. However, he's still got plenty of tag teams to choose from as Kota Ibushi hits endless head scissors on Kofi Kingston. I'm not entirely sure, but it seems to have rocked Kofi Kingston, at least to some amount. But Kofi Kingston, I think, acting off a pure instinct here, trying to get Ibushi back into the corner of the New Day. That was their tactic with Otis, keep Otis in that corner, and it worked pretty well. Well enough to stop him from making any tags. We've already seen one so far though, between Nakamura and Ibushi. And now, tag to Nakamura. Oh my god, bicycle kick, there's a knee. And now, that assisted moonsault. Holy shit. Pinfall now. But Kofi Kingston straight in there to break up the pin that Nakamura incited on Big E. But received a big right punch as Xavier Woods was seemingly annoying Shinsuke Nakamura with that bloody trombone, which has meant Big E picks up the momentum with a Boston Crab. Nakamura's fingers slipping against the ropes there. Kicking back Big E. Oh my god, went for that diving knee. There's an Enziguri. Rocking Big E, who dodges out the way of the chop block, but receives a massive knee to the gut again. There's another Shining Wizard. And a big punch to Kofi Kingston, knocking him off the side as he turns his attention to Big E, who receives a Kinshasa. 1, 2, and Dynasty have beaten the tag champs. So we have a match set for the SmackDown After Elimination Chamber. The card is subject to change. All of them are, and we may get that match a little bit sooner. But for now, it's going to be Dynasty versus the New Day for the tag champs. And tonight's main event, we have Cesaro in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. And the reason he's here is because, yes, he lost that TV title, but he was not pinned, so he could still be champion. And if he can avoid being pinned tonight, he can earn himself a shot at the Elimination Chamber. This Elimination Chamber is full of fresh faces, like Adam Cole, Bray Wyatt, Drew Gulak. Even Roman Reigns is somewhat of a fresh face, and Cesaro certainly would be. And a massive return for the main event picture of SmackDown Live. We don't know how long he's going to be here for, but Randy Orton, the man who was the first ever WWE Champion of Universe mode, feuded with AJ Styles and Roman Reigns when he first entered, and could make his way to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view if he can dispatch of Cesaro along the way. If he manages to, it is going to be a very, very powerful Elimination Chamber, let's just put it that way, with the likes of Owens, Wyatt, Cole, Roman and Gulak. There's some very, very heavy hitters. So as this match begins, let's not forget that the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is pivotal for Survivor Series. We're going to find out which champions are going to be facing each other at Elimination Chamber and the Raw and SmackDown just after that. They will be the deciding matches to figure out who will face the current champions, who will be WWE Champion and who will be Universal Champion. And the same with the tag belts and mid-card and the women. There's also going to be a plethora of traditional Survivor Series matches on the Survivor Series pay-per-view, but we're not entirely sure what they're going to be just yet. There's Randy Orton and Cesaro. Randy Orton dodged out the way of that dropkick. Oh my god, throwing a European uppercut. Oh my god, and then Cesaro decks Randy Orton. So the SmackDown side of the pay-per-view seems to be pretty much sorted, or at least it will be after this match. We know all of the women for the Women's Chamber. We're going to soon find out all of the men for the Men's Chamber. And of course the other match on the card will be the Women's Tag. Ripley and McKenzie versus the Horsewomen in a Hell in a Cell rematch for the tag belts. And now Cesaro, stopping Orton by the throat. Oh my god, delivers a European uppercut, knocking Orton down to the floor, now targeting the legs, which he seems to have taken a liking to. As Orton tries his best to recover. Orton works best when he's on his feet. He's not much of a high flyer or a technician. Much more of a powerhouse superstar, a slow, methodical powerhouse superstar though, that usually targets limbs. Oh, there's a cravat suplex, I think. That's what I thought Gulak did earlier on in the night. As now Cesaro continues to work on the leg of the Viper Randy Orton, the returning Viper. Might be the only time we see him this season if he doesn't manage to win. He might be able to sweet talk Paul Heyman into giving him a slot in the Royal Rumble. There's a kick out there by Randy Orton at 1. Oh my god, and then a catching uppercut, a super uppercut from Cesaro, who is in full control of this match, surprisingly. He's certainly taken Randy Orton to the limit so far. Oh my god, he has taken his former tag team's motto of making sure to raise the bar, and then cracking his neck there. Signature taunt there by Cesaro as he goes to the outside looking to prey on Randy Orton. It's not usual that we see Randy Orton in this sort of position. And then a stalling butterfly suplex. Oh, there it is on Orton. And there's another one, another catching European uppercut there by Cesaro, who has been incredibly, incredibly dominant. And now going for that neutralizer, and he hits it on Randy Orton, but doesn't go for the pin. Going for the legs instead, but Orton managing to flick his foot into the nose of Cesaro. Picking Cesaro up now with an arm drag. Cesaro rolls out of it. Fantastic move there by Cesaro, who's determined to get himself into the main event picture. Never been in it before. Oh my god! And now Cesaro looking for the sharpshooter, looking to make the Viper tap out. But Randy Orton wriggling out of it like the snake that he is, managing to kick Cesaro away. Could have been looking for the end there. What is Cesaro doing now? He's using the ropes as leverage. He's gonna... Oh my god! A deadlift suplex from the apron. Herculean strength there from Cesaro. Now getting all fired up against the Viper Randy Orton. Throwing him around the place, just showing off his strength. I think Cesaro needs to focus a little bit more on getting the pinfall, otherwise a situation like that is going to happen where Randy Orton manages to roll out of the ring and get a quick breather. But now Cesaro straight back on the offense. So much energy in Cesaro as he hits another European uppercut. And now a third sharpshooter on the Viper, Randy Orton. Curling up the Viper's back. This could be it. And it is. Randy Orton taps out to the sharpshooter.